You're watching SalTV. This is Salamancer. And I've got some pretty awesome games coming up for you. This is the finals of the Russian Night Cup between Insolence and oh gosh, I've already forgotten their names. I can't even go back and redo it because this is all live, but no, it's Unexist. Unexist. Took me a little while there, but we are ready to go, and already Insolence losing this mid-fight here in Granary very decisively. They do back away with their medic. GDK going to get aggressive, and this is not something you normally see Demo Man do. Chase down enemy team by himself, but he does get, I think that's Vad coming up, or maybe Beartech coming up behind him, so he had some support. Of course, these guys are super aggressive. There you go! Actually, a very aggressive Uber pop on defense here from Insolence to try and prevent this point from getting captured. GDK looks like he wants to stay in. Starts laying down some stickies, but not really going to deal a lot of damage here because nobody stayed on the point. And in fact, nobody's able to get on the point for Red Team either. Unexist now losing 2 players, and Insolence may end up taking the best of this exchange. I'm kind of hoping there's a pause pretty soon because I'm so hungry, and this bread right in front of me looks so inviting, but I can't eat any more of it. Oh man. Alright, well, Unexist did win the mid-fight. They are sitting here in yard. That little failed push there into second, it didn't do too much. I mean, they didn't lose anything out of it, really. Insolence was not able to make a solid push here. So, actually, maybe they are. They've got a couple players out here on the right side of yard, but no, they are backing away. They want to get back into second point because they know the push is coming pretty soon. If they've got Uber, by golly, their opponents have Uber too. So, we're going to see what happens. And Insolence just kind of sitting here waiting. They want to force the pop out of the red team first. They want Unexist to pop their Uber so they can counter pop. And if you counter pop, you've already got an advantage because you pop second. So you didn't take as much damage initially, and then you get to last a little bit longer. But actually, blue team pops the Uber first just to save the players, and MSH going down over on the flanks. Edison down to 9 health as well, so he needs to retreat somehow. No, actually he doesn't retreat at all. No, that was Sammy, never mind. Edison did retreat. Sammy ends up dying. Edison upstairs with 101 health, Dalmatians health, whatever, and Beartech trying to sneak out there and see if he can't spot the enemy medic and demo combo. And now GDK jumping straight in at them. It's not looking good for Insolence in the first round. And there you go, Edison taken down. That's going to be almost a total wipeout there. And that is round 1 in favor of Team Seal, a.k.a. Unexist. I'm so hungry. I want this bread. Are you guys going to blame me if I'm going to eat this bread. I actually just bit my thumb. I hope you're happy. It kind of hurts. Okay, so there is a cautionary tale from Salamancer about why you shouldn't try to eat too fast. Anyway, GDK, the first casualty of this mid-fight. So, Insolence looking pretty solid here so far. They've actually gotten 4 kills now, and it's just going to be a couple left here. Normally you would expect to see the scouts trying to chase down, but it's actually a soldier, Edison, trying to chase down the medic and soldier who are running away here on Unexist, and already Unexist backed up pretty far here. Not going to be very happy about their positioning, but you know what? They have a round in the bag, so if they lose one, well, it's just going to be tied up. And yes, as I am casting right now, apparently there is a Steam mobile app that is in beta. You can download that to your smartphone. Carprist actually just contacted me through Steam mobile beta, so in the middle of a cast, I'm just like, oh, hi Carprist, yeah, I'm casted right now, you know, it's cool. But Unexist sitting back here on their second point. And pushing out is going to be tough because they will be pushing into a team that has conquered the yard. They hold on to that area very, very firmly. So what they do, of course, is they've got their core classes, kind of the slower ones, Soldier, Demo, and Medic standing here watching the point because they want to make sure that if there's an Uber in here, they can counter it. And they're going to have their scouts, you know, their fast scouts, and maybe like a roaming soldier, just kind of peeking into the yard, you know, seeing if every so often if they open this door, if there's anybody there. If there's nobody there, then they'll start peeking out there and being like, wait a minute, maybe we can get a flank here. But so far, they have spotted, you know, some very solid presence on this side of the map from Team Insolence, so there will be no flanking for Vad for the moment. That's Vad Regard that you've seen earlier if you've watched the rest of these videos. And Vad is taking a little bit of an overheal, just peeking out there. And look at, by the way, how slow the overheal dissipates on a scout compared to a heavy. The reason for that is that the overheal always lasts 20 seconds from maximum overheal. So the overheal on a scout, since you only get like 60 points out of it, lasts, you know, a lot longer per hit point than 150 that you get on a heavy. Anyway, Vad just got taken out there, trying to push forward and trying to get that flank, but it looks like they are going around for flank anyway. MSH going to try and stop this scout from sneaking around behind, and he does manage to stop him, doesn't get the kill yet, but Insolence and Unexist, I'm sorry, Insolence and Unexist, both trading some kills there. Insolence coming out the worst for where they lost their medic, so they're going to have a severe disadvantage. Interestingly, Unexist not pushing out yet. And they do, maybe they were just waiting for a couple more players to actually get in position. Yes, they were. Now they can push without the fear of a back cap because they've got a scout watching the right side. And so this is going to be probably some more controlled aggression than we have been used to seeing out of these Russian teams. It looks like they are being very methodical about this push. They want to make sure they don't lose players. They don't want to have to pop the Uber early. And they're taking just a bit of spam, but actually dodging it pretty expertly. So here on Unexist, I mean, they're looking like they really want this win right now and kind of deserve it. But this is a best of 3 series, so we're going to go Granary and Gully Wash with Snake Waters and Cider. And actually, look at this. They didn't have to pop the Uber going through there. They are popping it just now, trying to get on the medic, deal a little bit of damage to that demo. Dubstep the demo man. That's all those W's there, eating a lot of hits. And there goes WG. Beautiful hits there by GDK on the pipes. So already, Unexist looking really solid. Vad gets taken out there, but the medic, Blade, still at 150 health. Getting pressured, though, by a soldier. Sammy comes in to finish him off. The only problem with that is that, yes, you've killed the medic, but look at this. It's 3 versus 1 now. Unexist will cap the second point. So, is it a good idea always to try to trade players for the medic? No, not always, because if you trade like 3 in a row for the medic, you only kill the medic, and the rest of the enemies are still pushing into your second or last point, you've just lost. So Insolence, I mean, they're going to have a slight Uber advantage here, but they're on their last point, and if you try to push out of last with an Uber advantage, you're almost certain to get back capped, which I kind of expect them to do anyway. But that's what we're going to see, is a back cap. Warden on the heavy, actually, so maybe they're not. Maybe they are planning for a nice long turtle fest. And a sniper as well. So having a heavy and a sniper instead of your 2 scouts, that does indicate that you really do want to turtle up here on this last point. And just kind of sit and wait for the enemies to push into you. But actually, Spick on the red team is on heavy as well. GDK just took a bunch of hits there, though. And Spick not anywhere near an overheal right now. He's going to need to take a lot of time to get that overheal back up. Looks like some good forward holding here by Edison, and some good pipe spam by www.ww.com. Here comes a nice jump from the soldier. Edison spotted him out, and they do manage to save WG just fine, so Lag jumping in there didn't really manage to make anything happen. Now the soldier is in as well. I'm sorry, the heavy is in as well. That's Spick on the heavy, keeping that overheal, but they don't even manage to pop the Uber at WG. That was not a good push at all from Unexist. So Team Unexist losing 3 players here. One of them did just respawn in the forward spawn, but they are definitely going to have to give up second point. There's just not a lot they can do against this. Oh, wait a minute. They killed Edison with some nice pipes there from GDK, and now they are pushing in through the garage side. But Blade eats a rocket too many from Sammy and ends up dying. Sammy going on a rampage here. Finally, Vad kicks him off of his high horse. And there is just action all over the place. These guys, looks like Unexist, definitely getting wiped out there. So Insolence, very, very solid team. And you know what? We need the rest of this bread.
The control point is being captured.
The reason I'm doing this is that I woke up at 11 today, and the Russians were like, "Hey, remember how you promised to catch that night cup?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's like right now, isn't it?" So I didn't get a chance to have breakfast. GDK getting taken out there. Once again, that is just a very clear overextension. And I don't normally make these kind of judgment calls on these teams. Normally I'm just kind of like, here's what's happening. But, I mean, as Kuhn said earlier, a lot of these Russian teams, they've got the deathmatch skills to get up into the Prem divisions, and sometimes they do. But then once they're up there, they always fall out because they don't have the teamwork, they don't have the game sense, it seems sometimes. The players just rush in and get super aggressive, and then they die, just like that. Like, why would you have your demo man, like the double wonder wall right there, why would you have your demo man walk in by himself through that Z, try to spam the enemies? It doesn't work. Both teams there ended up losing their demo to an overextension, and now this scout here, a bit extended as well, but not, I wouldn't say overextended. They were trying to set up a push through there. And actually, MSH just took down Vad, so that's going to work okay. regardless, I gotta say, these Russians are just so super aggressive here. Sammy coming in and trying to stop this because they are going with a back cap on both their scouts, and they do manage to get it. GDK comes in and tries to stop this, but he is going to be too late. Oh, nice little ambush there by Warden, and that is going to be a round in favor of Insolence. 1-1. And it's, by the way, I think somebody told me earlier, it was like somebody in the stream chat who was telling me how to fix the jiggle bone problem, where it was like, you see how the tree is just like jiggling super fast there, and I was like, you know what, that's not even a problem, because it's hilarious. Why would I ever want to fix that? So, no, we're not going to fix it. It's just going to jiggle like super fast forever, and it will be a source of pride for all of my videos that this happens. Anyway, Insolence here. Landing some decent shots, but they've lost their demo and scout, and they are backing out right now, temporarily anyway. Yes, they are backing out to yard. A wise decision when you are 6-on-3. A wise decision to stay back here with the medic. Build that Uber. They know they're going to hold on to the second point. I'm starting to say Uber a little bit like X-Time now, aren't I? I can tell. We're having some vowel convergence going on there. And Edison overextends, ends up dying. Warden, here on the right-hand side, ends up going down as well. That was not an overextension. That was just kind of him trying to make sure that he held down the flank. But Unexist, looking solid right now. They've lost their medic, but they've killed the enemy medic. They killed a couple of overextended players, and they can now push in 4 against 2. And it's going to work for him because their opponents had an overextending roaming soldier who got himself killed for no reason. So it is now 2-1 here on the Granary for Unexist. These guys looking pretty solid here so far. Their pushes have been quite good, and they are running the crit streak. So, now one thing you'll see sometimes, I don't know if we're going to see it this time around, but sometimes you will see teams stay out of the mid-fight until their crits is ready, and then they jump in. Granary, that's a little bit harder to do, because if you stay out of the mid-fight, you're going to have to walk through those chokes, and those chokes are really bad. But they do have the crits. They've already killed Warden, and it's going to be tough to find the right point of the action. But there you go. Lag actually kills Edison as well. 3 down already for Insolence, and Unexist almost has their crits ready to go. GDK trying to get him, and they are going to have to be aggressive. This is that situation where, yes, they're Russians, yes, they're being aggressive, but you have to be this aggressive with the crits if you want it to pay off. And in fact, the Uber is already ready to go here. And do they pop it? Yes, they do, just barely in time, but Sammy, who is behind, did not get the Uber flash, and he ends up dying. So already the crits got 1 kill and forced the Uber out of the blue team. Very, very effective there. Plus, now Red can try to push in once again. They got a kill on the demo with their scout. This medic staying in just a little bit too long here, and he ends up going down in a shower of guts there as well. So GDK jumping straight on the last. That's not an overextension at all. That's just him immediately trying to get the cap on that point. Nice sticky trap there to spot Sammy walking out, and it's now 3-1. Blade's just like, okay, I guess you guys don't need me after all. I'll just stay and spawn or whatever. Yeah, Unexist looking really solid right now. They're still running that crits. It's not going to be much of a surprise anymore, but they are still running it. And you never know, maybe it'll pay off for them again, but we will see, as I think Insolence is still running the regular medigun. That's invulnerability. I mean, it beats crits every time if you can get it there in time. So Demo working up the right-hand side. He's spotted the enemy medic, but he's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get bombed in too hard here. Bear Tech on the right-hand side gets behind his scout, spots him, and there he goes. Some good kills here by Unexist at the mid-fight once again. They've already got the crits ready to go, but the medic is not quite in position yet. Here it comes, actually, and the Uber popped once again. But it was not popped long enough. This demo man, I think he thought that the medic was going to stay on him, and that's not what happened at all there. The medic decided to back away into second after that Uber was over, so demo... Just some miscommunication there resulted in the death of the blue demo, and now MSH upstairs trying to take down VAD, but VAD ends up getting the better of that exchange, and Unexist once again just steamrolling here onto the second point. They are already sending a player into last, and more players coming into last here. No medic at the... Oh, no, there are... I'm sorry, there is a medic. I'm stupid. No scout at the moment for Unexist, and this is actually going the way of our blue team now. One more player left. He gets a nice kill there. Warden actually gets down to low health as well, but no, they're going to be okay. They'll be just fine. So Insolence holds on this time around. 1-3. They do have 15 minutes left to try and get out there and tie this up. Warden just stands on that sticky. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll get a sticky. And now they need to stop a back cap. Too late. Now 4-1 in favor of Unexist. That was an impressive back cap, and I wish I'd seen where that scout comes from. It is tough sometimes to spot these things. And I know we had a big discussion over on the NATF2 forum recently about like what makes a good shoutcaster and what we can do to improve. And a lot of players are just like, yeah, well, why can't we catch all the action at once? And sometimes they give us the benefit of the doubt. There's like 12 players, and we can't be watching every one of them at the same time. But do I wish I could catch all that action? Heck yes, and I do my very best. Anyway, Insolence here, laying down some stickies, and he's actually getting trapped in his... I'm sorry, the WW player here, Dubstep, is getting trapped inside Garage temporarily, but there you go. The rest of his team makes a hole for him, and now it's just Blade dropping back with that crossbow out towards last. So as he gets back there, he's probably going to meet up with a soldier, a scout. Yeah, here we go. Should meet up with him pretty soon. There you go. And he will try to build that Uber up in time to defend second. There probably are already some Influence players. Yes, there are. In second, that was the Dubstep Demo Man laying down stickies on the point, and they knew that. They knew it was happening coming in, so they popped the Uber right now to stop that cap, and they've taken down Sammy, who I don't even know where he was. Now Vad ends up with 7 health, killing MSH here up in the garage. So it looks like Unexist, even after losing that mid-fight, are holding on pretty effectively. Insolence trying to make this push, and they might cap the point, but they've got a bit of an Uber disadvantage. And nice spam coming in by GDK, Beartech helping out as well. It's actually a couple players down for each team, though, as Vad and Lag may have overextended trying to chase down these guys. There's a Demo Man getting a good kill there. So, Unexist... Oh, Beartech sees kind of a little opening there, but actually it was spotted. The door opened and the soldier saw him, so he was just like, nope, get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, Beartech will be sneaking around, watching the chokes. And actually, I'm trying my best not to interact with the stream chat, because oh, look at these stickies all over the place. Get away from those. How do they not notice those there? Anyway, that could have been a very effective sticky trap there from our blue Demo Man. Wasn't quite, but the Uber's actually popped here from our red team, and they have a scout sneaking around behind, probably going to, yeah, he is in on top of this soldier right now, but ends up eating it anyway. Insolence are looking pretty solid to push right now. It's just Blade left alive. Where is he? He is actually messing around with his opposing... they're having a crossbow battle, and Blade is just like, nope, gotta get back to last. So he knows he's going to have a little bit of a disadvantage here, but it actually was better in that situation for him to die and get a respawn. But it doesn't matter because it's now 5... Oh no, I'm sorry, 2-4. I was going to say 5-1. I'm stupid. So Insolence bringing it back, 2-4. They still have to get 2 points just to tie, but it's 12 minutes left. So we will see. We will see. Ow, my thumb hurts. We'll see a good game here between these two teams, and they're pretty evenly matched. I would say Unexist looking a little bit more solid in terms of their teamwork right now, and their calling as far as like making sure that players don't rush forward and overextend too much. Oh, Demo Man down for Insolence already. That was a good kill by Vad, and now we're probably going to start seeing some pretty solid aggressive work out of. This is the time where they need to start being aggressive. Unexist, they know that they've got this nice advantage here in terms of players. Insolence already dropping back to second. They're not even going to try to hold the yard, interestingly enough. And that's a good idea because they don't have a demo to sticky trap up those choke points. Beartech taking a little bit of damage, but he was overhealed, so he's perfectly fine here. The Ubers are in now. Beartech actually tries to sneak his way in past a whole bunch of spam and ends up taking a rocket. So aggression a little bit delayed. That will be okay. As now GDK is coming in once again and helps knock out Edison. Oh, look at those kills, though. 3 in a row there for Unexist. It's just Blade and Vad left alive, trying to rush back here towards mid, keep a choke point, at least one choke point in between them and the enemy, so they can they know where enemies are coming from, and they can try to spam them with some explosives as soon as they get a soldier there. But actually, Vad goes down, and I'm pretty sure that Unexist is going to lose this middle point. They've got MSH on here right now, which honestly, that sounds like one of those processes that runs in the background of Windows. MSH. I think I was told earlier that stands for something. I don't really remember what it was. Regardless, oh no, WG taken out there. That is the blue medic. Insolence losing out on that little aggressive push. Sadly, maybe it just was not coordinated well enough. A nice little soldier ambush here, though. He was actually using the same position that I used at one point. Just standing up there. I actually tried to use it as a medic and take out the enemy medic. It didn't work for me at all. But he did manage to take down the enemy medic. That was a really good ambush, and it's the kind of thing that you just got to watch for, and they didn't. Vadrugar here kind of looking for an ambush of his own. He could have waited a little bit longer there, but I think he might have gotten spotted out anyway, so he didn't want to get taken down by 3 or 4 players. Ended up getting taken down by 3 or 4 players as it was, so there he goes. People are making fun of me for my medic ambush. Dude, it was so awesome. Like, if I'd gotten that medic kill, I would have submitted to Moments of Glory, because it was the ultimate medic ambush. Anyway, Insolence pushing forward once again. And this time around, they've got a nice Uber advantage, a player advantage. There are only 3 red players, I think, left up to defend this. So this time around, Insolence ought to be able to get this. They've got to watch for the bombs. We're just going to watch up high here and see who goes after the medic first. Because WG has an Uber advantage. And I was pretty sure we were going to see at least 1 soldier flying through the air to take him out, if not 2. But we actually didn't so far. So Insolence is going to have a nice clean push through here towards the left-hand side, which I'm seeing more and more of these days, making these pushes. That rocket was so close. Anyway, here comes Uber right now, and they've taken down Blade already. Beautiful work there by the Demo Man. Dub-step the Demo Man, and he's setting up some stickies above the point right now just to try to clear any sticky traps. Unexist. This is such a severe overextension. GDK, the only man left alive now, and he's not going to be able to guard all these choke points by himself. He might be able to get 1 kill, but that is all. And there you go. No, can't do it. Insolence bringing it up to 3 to 4. Looking good. Looking good. Let's find a rollout to watch. Actually, I do kind of want to watch the bad rollout. So yeah, it's just a scout. We're not watching some crazy rocket or sticky jumping at the moment. But we do get to see what the scout decides to do on mid, whether he decides to stay down low, go up high. Going up high means that he can shut down enemy jumping soldiers. Excuse me. But he does stay down low. The opposing scouts are up high, so he's not going to be able to pick them off too much, just doing a little bit of chip damage for now. And look at this. WG decides to back out. I'm not sure why that was, but Vad was in a nice position to take him out if he walked in, so looks like Insolence just stays away from that fight. They got 2 kills, though. GDK and Lag are down. So Insolence can probably push right back in here and capture mid once again, and might be able to tie this round up if they can keep the aggression, keep it solid, not just like have 1 player at a time go. But there they go, they take down Spick. This scout is toast, and then Vad is toast as well. So that's 2 scouts down and a soldier. The Uber already popped here, though. I think it was forced a little bit out of WG. And now, oh, they forced the Uber out of the red team as well. They're going to have to be careful about this. They're probably going to lose the demo if they're not. That was cute. I don't know if he intended to, like, not sticky jump off of that, but he knew the soldier was jumping in after him, so he laid down a sticky, pretended to do the jump, and then the soldier overshot, because as soon as he saw the detonation actually didn't propel the demo man forward there. I don't know if he intended that, but it was a pretty artful dodge if it was intended, and I like it. Anyway, Insolent kept their demo alive for a lot longer than they should have there. He is down now, but they are pushing in here with a bit of a player advantage, a bit of an Uber, and a health advantage because they have a medic and their opponents do not. Warden doing some pistol shots here. He needs to sneak around, find a place to reload. He's going to watch for that medic to respawn. Medic already has respawned, but now he comes around behind this soldier on the point. Can he get the kill? No! So, Unexist just barely holding on here. Blade has an Uber disadvantage, though. And so if they try to push in on this, at the very least, our blue team could Uber to save the point. They don't want to Uber into the Z, though. That Z area they were just in, that is a nasty, nasty area. It's scary. I don't know. I don't like staying in it. So, anyway, there was no push out of Unexist, surprisingly enough. They actually didn't get that aggressive here. I think they're waiting because they know there's an Uber advantage, so they didn't want to have to deal with it. And now, here comes that Uber. Beartech already down. And some stickies getting laid here by the demo. He's looking to take down the really heavy classes here, and there you go. It doesn't even matter. He just managed to force them away, get them scared of that damage, get them playing, you know, playing like they weren't overhealed. And at that point, somebody just had to walk on the point and stand there without taking a lot of hits. Really, it's not a terribly hard thing to do if the enemy's not focused on the point. So a very nice job by Insolence. It is now tied 4-4 with 5.5 minutes left to go. And I'm wondering, I think they'll play Golden Caps. I think they will, yeah. They're not going to let a map go to a tie. So they will play Golden Caps. Dubstep the Demo Man, very, very hurt right now, and this is a big problem. If you play 6v6, by the way, do not get stuck in this little choke point here. on the mid fight, especially if you're medic, but anybody really. Like, if you're stuck here, you're gonna get spammed really, really hard. There's gonna be all kinds of rockets and pipes and stickies flying over there at you as soon as you're called out. So if you're there, you need to move, and actually the best way to move can just be past this health kit right onto the middle point, because you've got a nice area to work with for dodging. But yeah, that was the problem there, is that Insolence lost that mid fight because they could not get out of that choke point, and they had to back away. They do not own mid anymore. Sammy is doing what Sammy does best, and he might have actually been on, was he on the red side? He might have been on the red side. He was way behind enemy lines, and a scout finds him and he dies. So look at that. Sammy, it's just not working, man. Oh man. Anyway, about 4.5 minutes left here to go, and there is an Uber popped right now from both teams. The Uber a bit later for blue, so they will be able to defend this. But look at that, GDK making use of the Uber to jump up here, spam off that little choke point. And now the rest of his team is jumping right back in as Insolence has lost most of their players. Warden is on the heavy. Watch those stickies. But he's already starting to try to focus that down a little bit. Takes a bit of damage, though, and does not want to have to deal with it too much. Warden spotting out Lag, who jumped in and tried to get a kill. I don't see what he got out of that. But there you go. The aggression from Unexist is solid. Bringing it to 5-4. And remember, they do play to a win difference of 5, not just to who gets to 5 first. So this is European, a.k.a. Russian. And they will play until they win difference of 5. Well, you're not going to get a win difference of 5 with only 3.5 minutes left. So what you're going to get is these teams starting to try to take every single advantage given to them, especially Insolence. The Unexist team, they want to win the mid-fight, but at this point it might pay off for them to just wait for their opponents to be aggressive. Watch what they do and respond. If they can respond accurately, that'll be the big key here. And there you go. They've already gotten 1 kill, but they've lost 2. They've lost GDK. They need to take on this Demo Man. That's what Spick is doing right now. Good DM there. Take that guy down. Blade drops back. He's only got Vad left to save him, and he's got 19 health, so just a little bit of chip damage from a Scout could take him out. But there is no Scout, actually. It is just Edison and WG. And where is... Oh, no, okay, they did kill that Scout there, so no, the Scout was not able to save him. Insolence will grab the middle point. And MSH is not actually going to be on Spy. He's just waiting for a forward spawn. There you go. He's going to go back on Scout. So an Uber advantage, but they can't take advantage of it because they are too far away from their opponents here. They don't want to have to pop it early. They'll watch for those sticky traps, but there aren't any up here in the yard because the Demo Man was not alive to place them. So now just doing a bit of spam damage inside that second point as they wait for the rest of their team to get in position for a push. And with 2.5 minutes, this push is going to have to happen pretty soon. They cannot afford to sit around and wait for Unexist to make a mistake. They have to take the initiative. But they're Russians, so what do you want to bet they do it? And they do it just fine. And Spick in the side here does manage to grab that health kit, so he is going to be A-okay for a little while. Actually dealing a bunch of damage and forcing the Uber quite early out of WG, so that's kind of what he wanted to do. That's what you want to see Romer do, because now there you go, Blade eats a bit of damage, but he has popped his Uber second. It's going to give them a nice little advantage to work with, keeping their players invincible for much longer. Now the thing about that though is that Insolence actually, they managed to drop their team out pretty effectively, didn't take a lot of damage from that Uber, so it wasn't that effective, and Unexist could still end up losing this point. No, not anymore! Double Wonderwall there, and MSH did both just go down, so as long as Unexist can hold on to this point for a little while longer, they should be okay. They might even want to try pushing out to mid, but that's going to be a scary proposition here as the blue team, actually only has 3 players left alive, as Sammy once again rushed in and died for no reason. Not sure what he was going for there, but it was not anything good. And so I hate to be critical of players like that, because I know these guys can just like own me in every single setting. But if he wants to help his team out better, he really needs to stop suiciding quite so much. The suicides are hurting Insolence big time. I'm sorry, not Insolence. Where is Sammy? No, he's on Insolence, right? I'm not going crazy. Yeah, they're hurting his team big time. Insolence calling GG now because with 48 seconds left and Unexist on this point, that's going to be GG. Pretty much. Now we do have, this is a best of 3 series, so do stay tuned. We have more matches coming up. And I just realized that that's actually not good for my, oh man. Well, anyway, did I send that on? Oh, right. No. Yes. No. Okay. Well, that's really bad. Well, anyway, Looks like Unexist will win that round, and I am actually going to start running out of time here before I have to go do actual work. I will get these games casted. It's a best of 3 series. The next map will be Gully Wash, so do tune into that one. And we're pretty soon going to see the end of this game. They might not cap the point in 2 seconds, but it does not matter. 5-4, a nice result there for Unexist, and they go 1 map up in the series.